We've been following our foals for now more than 12 months, watching them grow and see their characters develop. And now, with summer almost upon us, another vital few months await. A reminder that we're following a Bay Frankel colt out of Simple Verse, a grey Dark Angel filly out of La Rioja, another Bay filly by Havana Gold out of Stroll Patrol, a Churchill filly out of Windfire, a Chestnut Dubarwi colt out of Wakila, a Deep Impact filly out of Lightning Pearl, and a Bay Galileo filly out of Just the Judge. In our last episode, we saw the 7 come out of winter well, with our Windfire filly recovering perfectly from minor surgery to remove a small flake of bone from a stifle. Since then, the yearlings have been enjoying the beautiful spring, with the sun on their backs allowed to go loose in paddocks, as the outside world copes with the effects of the coronavirus outbreak.
Spring has well and truly sprung. Feels more like we're in August. We haven't had any rain since March, hardly. They've all developed really well, exactly as we'd like them to. Their growth rates have been nice and level. Everybody's looking pretty well and healthy at the moment. So today we've been entertaining Tattersall's, who've come to have a look at all of the yearlings with a view to deciding which horses they would like to sell and which sales they'd like them to go in. And it's also been an opportunity for Ollie and Matt to have a proper look at all of our yearlings and also the Follow the Foals yearlings as well, and see how they've developed and how they match up with our others. The likelihood is that the Follow the Foals yearlings will all be going into training rather than going to any of the sales, simply because when we initially picked them, we picked them from our what we call our Core 1 mares. I'm pleased to report that as it stands at the moment, that's still very much the plan. And although we entertained Tattersall's today and we're showing them all of our yearlings, it was good to get another opinion from some fellow professionals and what they thought of them. Glad to say they were getting top marks all day, which is great.
The stud now awaits a key visit from Sheikh Fahad Al Thani, who oversees the running of Qatar racing.
So the likelihood is now that Sheikh Fahad and Melissa will come to see those yearlings and inspect them themselves. That process will be a mixture of showing them around this sales ring here, this show ring as we call it, so that he can have a good look at them and assess them himself. And then we'll have a good chinwag and a conference about whether we're going to keep them and race them or whether some will go to the sales. But the good thing is the sales companies have seen them today and they've also been able to form their own opinions. We don't know whether Sheikh Fahad is going to really like them when he sees them. We hope he is. We're certainly very happy with them. So assuming no accidents going forward, they'll grow out for the rest of the summer and they'll then come in probably the end of June, beginning of July to start a sales prep, regardless of whether or not they're actually going to a sale, simply because we believe that that is a very good form of education for them. If you like, it's a bit like they're going to university before they have to go and into the big wide world and go into training. This year, as you can imagine, there's quite a state of flux in so much as nobody really knows exactly when we're going to be able to hold yearling sales, if at all.
The COVID-19 outbreak has been cause for much uncertainty throughout the bloodstock world.
Unfortunately, this year with COVID-19, we haven't as yet been able to test any of this year's crop of 2-year-olds. And unless we can have a proper season, then obviously it's going to put a huge amount of stress on every business that produces horses. You're dealing with a product that needs to be brought to market at exactly the right time. Johnny Hassett, a good breeze-up guy, he said these horses, they're like strawberries. You know, they have a best before date, which sounds slightly flippant, but it's actually true because you're dealing with 2-year-olds that have a 2-year-old season, 3-year-olds that have a 3-year-old season. And if you lose any of those, then obviously you devalue the product fairly dramatically. From a business point of view, it's definitely been stressful. We're very worried as to whether the valuable bloodstock that you see on your film is going to remain valuable. From a day-to-day basis, we're incredibly lucky. You know, this is about as good an office as you can have to work in anywhere, and we work with the most beautiful creature that God put on this earth.
Join us next time as decisions are confirmed for our 7 yearlings and their racing careers move a step closer.